Hello everyone, this is Trist, playing Shroud of the Avatar, spiritual successor to Ultima Online. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe. There is a link in the bottom of the screen, so click that link. If you like what you're seeing, I appreciate all the thumbs up I can get. And of course, don't forget that comment section. I'm learning a lot from the comments I'm getting. In fact, this video was inspired by several of the comments I'm getting from the comment section. So, on the most recent release, they gave us the ability to charge up a skill that is locked on a deck, and thereby getting the full 4 stacks or 5 stacks that you would normally get from having to stack that skill. But now you can do it simply by locking it and pressing and holding it until it gives you your full stacks, 4 or 5 stacks or whatever you have open to you. And so I did a video on that. It was a combat orientated video, and when this ability was given to us, I had also gone to my buff deck and thought, great, this is an easier way to get my buffs on and don't have to stack stuff and wait for things to pop up. And then what happened is when I went to my buff deck, and I didn't address the buff deck during that other video of mine, and this is why. When I went to my buff deck to try to switch this over, I thought, okay, there's my Air's Embrace, and this is kind of a rough idea of what my buff deck looked like. My Air's Embrace, it's okay, we gotta lock that in, so that puts that there, and then we're going to remove that. This is what I'm thinking, right? Remove that, lock that in, remove that, and lock that in. So there's 3 of the buffs, and let's remove that, remove that, and lock that in. So there's 4 of my buffs that I wanted to give myself, and they're all locked, so I'm thinking, great. This will be much easier than having to stack my buffs to get my 4 stacks or 5 stacks or whatever the case may be. So then I'll have these things locked here. I go out of it and go into combat, and there we go. So let's see if we can stack these, right? And I applied the Air's Embrace, and that didn't work the way it was supposed to. Okay, bad example. Let's go back into this buff deck. As soon as I come out of combat here. I thought I had this set up. Air's Embrace, where you at, buddy? Air's Embrace. There we go. And let's double check my Strength of Earth real quick. Strength of Earth. That's good. And let's check my Enlightenment here too. Make sure these are set up the way they were so I can recreate the problem I was having. Okay, they're set up. Great. There we go. So basically what happens is I went into combat having done what I just did. And let's try to power up this Air's Embrace, right? And hey, what's this? It's not powering up. And okay, let's try this other one. Wait, it's not powering up. What's going on here? I'm saying to myself, right? And I couldn't for the life of me figure out why it was not powering up. And I had friends and people tell me, hey, it should be able to power up. It's doing it on mine. And it wasn't doing it on mine. And I couldn't figure out why. And so I finally just said, whatever, I'm okay with the stacking of it. I'll just leave it as is. Didn't really address it too much after that. Went on with my day. And then today I get another comment on my YouTube channel, and this one is from Crowquills. He says, or she says, they made new changes, and they're watching my buff deck video by the way. They say that they made new changes now that allow you to hold a hotkey on locked lists and charge it to max rank. So once again, somebody else is telling me the same thing, that clearly other people are not having the problem I'm having. So I went back and revisited my buff deck, and I figured out what my problem was, why it was not working for me. And if I was having this problem because I couldn't think about it, I'm sure other people are having the same problem, so hopefully this solves your problem too. Basically, for you to be able to lock these and power them up fully as a locked card, you cannot have any of these cards up here. Because what these cards are, these are for the unlocked options, which means that's all they're for. These locked ones will not pull from up here. And so if you have any of them up there, you're only going to get the amount of stacks available to a locked card. And if you have all of them up here except for what's locked here, then it only gives you 1 stack to pull from. So to be able to actually do this power up thing with buff deck, you got to remove them completely from this little area here. So that's what I did. And then I also thought, you know what? There's another skill I can actually benefit from by doing it this way too. So let's try this light thing as well. You know what? Because that'd be cool. And then of course, since I don't need all these extra stuff because I didn't want duds in my deck, we can remove all this. And so there's all the stuff that I want to buff up on, right? My Air's Embrace, my Strength of Earth, my Enlightenment, my Dallas, which is a more of a short-term buff, but hey, it'll work. And then that light. So let's go out of combat and see if it works this time. There we go. Go into combat, and let's try Air's Embrace. Hey, what's this? It's powering up. Look at that. It's powering up. I have it unlocked to be able to do 4 stacks because mine Air's Embrace is only to 70. So that gives me 4 stacks there, and for 4 stacks I'm getting 40 minutes of that particular buff, 40 minutes and change. And then let's do Strength of Earth. I only have 4 stacks available for me on Strength of Earth, and it's only going to stack up to however many stacks you currently have available, and that's based upon the level of skill of that particular skill. So there we go. Oh, it's stack up Enlightenment. Oh, and another thing, if you just did what I just did, the more red you have here reduces the amount of stacks available to you. So you want to wait for this to get all the way back if you just made a mistake like I did before you do a fresh stack, a fresh power up, if you will. So let's let that get back. And for Strength of Earth, we have 42 minutes now for me. And we're almost ready to do that Enlightenment there. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks of Enlightenment. And once again, that gives me, well, for that level, Enlightenment for me is only 40. So I definitely got to buff up. I got to skill up my buff skills. So that gives me 33 minutes of that one. And then, of course, Dallas. Let's try Dallas here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I actually have full 5 stacks of Dallas because I have Dallas up to level 80. And so for me, Dallas will give me about 5 minutes and some change of that fire resistance. That's not bad. Start off a fight with about 5 minutes of extra fire resistance going. That's not bad at all. And, of course, we have the extra one I threw on here just for shits and giggles. Light. And my current skill gives me that, which gives me 8 minutes of light. So there we go. If some of the rest of you are having that particular problem and you couldn't figure out what was going on, well, hopefully that answers your question too. So this was Stritz playing Shroud of the Avatar, spiritual successor to Ultima Online. And once again, there is a link in the bottom of the screen to subscribe to my channel, so I appreciate that. And of course, if you like what you're seeing, give me that thumbs up. And don't forget to comment in that comment section. I am learning a lot from the comments, so if you see something that's not quite kosher with one of my videos, tell me about it so I can make a change and modify it and learn and improve. So have a great day.